Here I'm gonna explain how to make a mob teleport the moment you hit him. And the teleportation around the player is random, like the last few videos I did too. There's random teleportation, randomness in there. And it's the same done as the last few times, so I'm not gonna go over that. So I'm gonna watch the other two videos about it. Well, let's first start it and show it off. Here, if I hit a zombie, it teleports around me. And it makes sure it doesn't phase into walls. Now it's only in X and Y, Z direction. You can also add a Y direction. But that's I didn't do because then, you know, it takes a lot longer. Because here you can see I put it in a box. And now you can also teleport to walls. Sometimes you see it's laggy. That's because it's trying to find a good location. Because when it finds out that the random armor stand around me is in the wall, it tries it again. And tries it again till it has an armor stand where the zombie doesn't get suffocated. If you hit multiple of them, they all teleport around to the same place, but also still run. Well, how do we do this? First attacking when a player hits a zombie. We do that by making a scoreboard. That is not a dummy, but that is a damage. And that has the Minecraft custom damage dealt, which only works for players. You can also show that scoreboard. Objective. That's a display. If I hit it, you can see quickly change because here it's changed back to 0. So we can here we try to attack if the score is higher than 1. And we also have that here because we're gonna add some text to the player and the zombies we're hitting. This one adds to all the zombies that have a hurt time, which gets updated. Like that's the red thing you see. That is 10 ticks long. And that's the way we're gonna detect if it's been hurt. So the hurt time is 10 seconds, which means that the moment they are getting hit, because when you hit an enemy, the hurt time is set to 10 seconds or 10s. The S is a little frequency, it's not 10 seconds, it's 10. And the S is for what type of data store it is. Don't know what it is. So it's set to 10, and every tick it gets reduced by 1. So after 10 ticks it's 0, but that's too slow. So we also set it back to 0 seconds immediately after we detect that it's been 10. So we can actually, if it's necessary, we can keep on hitting them without much delay. Or if they're getting hit by something else and you hit it, it also works. That's why it's also that's important. Well, we find a zombie or whatever other target you want, because now we're targeting zombies. Then you can change this to any type you want. Can also do it with a named zombie or named enemy if you have like a boss character. And you have to also change it here back. It's kind of the same thing, but now we add a target to the player. So you can also use this in multiplayer if you want that. Add it to 0, and we set the hurt time of the target. We can now use the tag target to know which ones are being hurt to 0, and then we have to determine who the player is and which people are getting hurt. So now we can summon an armor stand at the target and do the randomization. Get the starting position of the player And then the randomization with these armor stands here, which I explained earlier. Yeah, there's still that. This is the, and this is where you then set that the summoned armor stand TP. It's the tag is TP. Get there. You store the result of the that armor stand X value into the zombies position value, so they teleport. And do that for both X and Z. And that's the teleportation of the armor stand done. But what if it's in the wall? Well, that's what this extremely long code does. It detects if the block it's on and one above and one next to it, like all the blocks around it, like one away from the top, are air, so it doesn't get suffocated, and it checks if the blocks under it are air or lava, or a lava cauldron, so it doesn't like fall into a lava cauldron. Because those are safe positions. And yeah, because if any of those, if all of them are like the other way, because we can check this by if the block is air, and unless the block is air here by the other one. So these all have to be false and the other one all have to be true. Only then it gives the armor stand the tag of safe, so it's a safe place. And then it teleports all the targets to armor stand. If there are multiple ones, that means that all are multiple armor stands, and it chooses a random one to teleport them all to. Because with the pigs, we gave all the pigs numbers. Here I didn't do that because zombies spawn like normally, so you can't really give them a number properly. And so you teleport them all to one random armor stand. And yeah, well, then we remove the target and the target from the player and from the zombies, but only if the armor stand had a tag of save, because it only teleported if it had a tag of save, and it will only move them if it had a tag of save, and then it will still kill the armor stand. Well, remember, now we still have the tags, meaning it will run again. See, it will run again, because there's no conditional. These don't have to be all true. Like these, I have set to conditional because otherwise it gets spammed with 0. Because, yeah. And it just does it again and again and then until it finds a safe place, and then it removes both tags, and it will no longer run. I'll set this to conditional because there's only one player, so this can only happen at one. So what we do now, I'm gonna show the commands outputs, so you can actually see what happens here. Oh, I set it to false accidentally. Oh, it didn't set it yet. Oh yeah, sorry, there's another thing I was running. I was so confused. Oh. So, yeah. Let's clear the chat. Yeah. If I hit this, you can see that a lot of things happen. First, adding the targets, setting damage back to 0. Because it did some armor stand, it does the randomization, and then you see it killed the armor stand and summoned a new one, meaning that this location wasn't safe, and does it again because again location not safe. It does it again because location not safe again, and then finally finds safe location and teleports the zombie to that, and then it removes the tags. Sometimes it's very quick, it does it in one go, sometimes it's a little bit longer. And the more walls are around, the harder it gets. So if you do it here, you can see it going quite some time to find a good location. Because it's all randomized, sometimes it will not find a good location. And that's why I recommend also using the Y direction as randomized. There, see? The randomization was so bad that it took way too long. That's why if you also add this Y direction, you get it. You can actually have a better chance if you have in natural terrain. If you're just gonna go in flat terrain, you just do the X and Z direction. Because then you don't need the Y direction to be different. And if you actually tried this, like in this enclosure, to fight the zombies, and it is extremely hard because they can teleport behind you. I haven't tried it with skeletons, but I would expect it to be even harder. See, no zombie ever got here because none of these are safe locations because they're all next to walls. This would be now a safe location here. Because that's not next to any walls. Let's see. Because that's how this is only a safe location. Because all of those around it are air, and underneath it, it's not lava or air. Okay. Yeah, that is how this works. I hope it was all clear. And yeah, I'm gonna explain something else in the next video, which will be like out in a few minutes. Thank you for watching, and have fun coding.